doing a little video for Marama's talk for the Pasifika Rugbymen in France series. So today I'm going to interview my husband, Sonatane Takulua. I'm going to ask him a few questions about the transition to France. But first of all, we'll begin with him introducing himself. So, Sona, can you please introduce yourself? Talk a little bit about where you're from, your age, your family, and then we'll go from there.
Hello everyone, my name is Sonatane Takulua. I'm a Tongan, born up and raised in Tonga and moved to New Zealand in 2003. I was 11 or 12 at the time. Started playing rugby in New Zealand and then got opportunity to move to the UK and play in England in Newcastle. Played there for several years and then got this chance here to come in and play in France.
Okay, so do you want to talk a little bit about your family and kids and...
Yeah, I'm married to this beautiful woman here, Terrianne Takulua. We've got two kids, both boys. Hunter is the eldest one. He is 11, turning 12 this year. And my little one's Braxton. He is turning 10 this year as well.
And how old are you?
I am 30 years young.
When did you arrive in France and how long have you been in France for? And what position do you play?
I play scrum half as number 9. I moved to France just over a year now, February last year. Moved to France and played 2 games for Toulon, and then lockdown happened, and yeah, here we are still here in Toulon.
Why are you here in France and how did that happen?
Well, like I said before, I've been in play for Newcastle for several years, but maybe 5-6 years, and I wanted a change and wanted a new challenge. So I've decided wanting to come to France and try out France rugby, and yeah,
It all happened quite quickly, eh?
It happened really quick. Yeah, I think we lucky and blessed to, get the opportunity when I find out about Toulon, and then I was like, yeah, let's go. There's some sacrifices has to happen, and we did, just to get over here, and yeah, I think it's worth it.
When they first confirmed you'd be coming to France, how did you feel and what was the picture of France in your head?
I felt like keen and happy at the same time that I have an opportunity to come over here, and knowing about France, I didn't know much about French life and stuff. Been to France a couple of times just with Tongan tours, but with the experience, there was no experience at all. So I moved here and it was like kind of shy and not knowing what to do, but yeah, at the same time I was pretty happy to be over here.
So before you came, you've been here a couple of times to visit and play for Tonga. Did you know a lot about the system here, the culture, the people, the French language, and did someone prepare you for all of that?
No, I didn't know anything really. Not till I got over here, and then nothing. Didn't know any French, but the culture, the rugby style. Yeah, nothing. I didn't know anything. But till a week, 2 weeks later on, have to start learning French and take classes sometimes and I adjust really quick to their culture, food, yeah. But at the same time, I felt like I'm in the right place.
So when you first arrived in France, how was meeting your new club for the first time? How was your first few trainings, your first month here? How did you feel through all of that?
I felt shy, to be honest. Didn't know anyone. Well, I know a couple players, New Zealand faces, couple of Islanders at the time. New club, players are awesome, everyone's. That's when I notice the difference, adjusting to the culture. I think they're similar to Islanders, friendly, willing to help. And I think I adjust quick to their system and to their culture as well.
How did you feel about the new coaching and the way that they play here?
Yeah, they're good. They a bit different because they spoke on their own language, French. Yeah, I think it's kind of good in a way that they can understand French a little, because when they yell at you, you just go in and out. So you just kind of know a little French, just enough to go through rugby.
How's the weather been in your new home?
The weather here is awesome. You just wear shorts all year round here, I think.
A bit different from England.
Yeah, it's different. You can't wear shorts all year round in England. But the weather here it's been warm, hot, too hot. Can get my real colour back, natural colour. But it's got a nice home here. Living in a nice area. It's not too far from training, close to the beach, not too far from school either. So it's pretty cool.
Looking back at your first club experience, your new team, your new home, your new language, what are some of the major difficulties or challenges that you faced, and how did you overcome them?
Any challenges, I think, is the language. It's not English, but it's good. But it's good at the same time. There's French players that they do speak English. They know a little English, and just to overcome that is we learn a little French enough to understand the type of rugby that they're wanting, and we don't understand the French. Especially as a 9, you have to talk. Understand the game plan, and what I do is learning a little, try to understand the rugby lingo of how to talk in the game.
Okay, in hindsight, what are some of the things you could have done better or should have been put in place for you to maybe make things a little bit easier, so make the difficult times and integration into your new French life? What would have helped?
What would help? I don't know, this COVID just bugger off sometime soon.
COVID aside, if COVID didn't happen and all of your movements and stuff were the same, what would have helped you or what would have been beneficial for you to know before you came over here? I definitely think on our part was more if there was a lot more French opportunity to speak French, like French speaking, often would have really helped.
Oh yeah, they would have. Yeah. Yeah, like you said, if we hang around French people every day, that would have helped. I think for how I know a little bit French, but I can't speak it. But yeah,
So mainly the language.
it's just mainly the language.
That's because I handle all the accounts and everything, which is very difficult. So on my part, I wish there was someone that handled all of that or helped you. We're quite lucky that the club, the manager of the club, you know, set up things like the Wi-Fi and telephones and electricity. Like
That's the cool part of it is what I notice is the manager here is, you know, she's awesome on that side, like handle those little stuff, you know. Look,
it's not really things you get from another club, eh?
Nah, not from my experience. Manager take you for lunch, you know. But I haven't had that.
It was like your first day, eh? And she took you out to
My
lunch.
first
which
day,
is so
took
cool.
me for lunch. Sort out, you know, took me to the house, and she called wife, you know, sort out the Wi-Fi's and contact the house people.
I don't know if that's across all French clubs, but I'd say so.
Yeah.
It's just helpful that they have someone to help the foreigners
Yeah.
with that kind of stuff. Okay, so let's talk about mental health. That's a biggie. What are some of the major things that have occupied your mind over the last year since you've been here? What were your worries? What did you manage to keep, or did you manage to keep balanced mentally? Let's talk about the ups and downs.
Well, keep me busy and keep me balanced. My life here at the moment is, you know, have my wife and kids here. But what the biggest things for me is what I've been missing at the moment. Like I think everyone do is family. Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing for me, that is missing my family, my parents and my siblings, nieces and nephews back at home. I think because I every season back in England, I go back and forth. You know, every season we're going home, and now this last year we haven't seen my family, haven't done that, which is kind of bugging me every now and then, pretty much.
It's been an ongoing mental challenge, I think, is not being able to fill your cup by going home and seeing and just, you know, reuniting with family and then coming away again.
It's just for me, it's just like, it's kind of refresh, eh? From rugby, when you go home, it's like, yes, it's a holiday, it's a break, and you don't talk or anything about rugby, you know. So, which is kind of good. Like, I think you kind of need that, or I need that.
Yeah. Okay, what are your thoughts or advice about life after rugby? What are you planning on doing after rugby's finished?
I've got a huge plan after rugby.
Let's see what this answer is.
Well, I had two options that came in mind. I wanted to be a policeman, but at the same time you have to go away from families for a few months. And other option is I want to be a mechanic. I want to have my own garage, work for myself, because I love tutu and fixing things and play with, just got my hand dirty.
What would your advice be to those who have just arrived or who are planning to come to France to play rugby?
Find more about the culture, learn French a little.
I would say start learning the
Start learning
language
French.
now.
And I don't know, I think just seek more people that have experience and, you know, they've been there and done that. Take their advice and don't be scared to take the challenge.
I think the good thing is if you're a Pacific Island player and you're coming to a French club, chances are there's other Pacifica players there, so just reach out to them and ask for advice on where to live, which is what we did. We just reached out to the fellow Kiwis here, what's a good area to live in. Don't be shy to do that because people are always willing to help, especially if you're foreigners and you kind of end up with this little foreign gang wherever you go, I feel. Speaking of authorities, associations, companies and clubs that may have an effect on Pasifika rugby player moving to France, what would you like the clubs to improve on? Thinking of Pacifican players especially, what could the clubs do better to cater for you?
Probably I don't know. I'm too fresh and new to the system to know what they could improve on. I think for me, probably the gym side of it is to understand how Islanders, for myself, don't need to do much weight. Because as us Islanders, we put on weight, muscles quick when we do heavy stuff. For me especially, and I don't know, do more speed and stuff.
They kind of need to cater to your Pasifika bodies a bit better and understand that they're not French bodies. Because you put on a lot of muscle.
Especially for my position, I don't need muscles. I need more speed.
But yeah, hopefully that was a little bit helpful for those of you who are thinking of transitioning over to France. Like I said, there's so many Pasifika people here now that the help is there if you need it. You just have to be willing to reach out. Most of us are all over social media, and the Madamas Talk team are very, very helpful women. So yeah, is there anything you want to end with?
Have hope in your life.
Come to France. Take the challenge, I reckon. France has been an amazing transition.
Yeah. Don't be...
Take the challenge, I reckon. France has been an amazing transition.
Yeah. Don't be scared or don't be scared to take a challenge. Like that's what I wanted is have a new challenge, because back in my old club I kind of get too comfortable and I want a new challenge. So this opportunity came up and I took the challenge, and there's nervous there, but at the same times I was happy. I was very happy to be here, and like this is before I even know that I have to stay, because I have to do, like when you come to France you have to do all this medical tests and stuff, you have to go see specialists and stuff, and I landed here and then I'm like, babe, I love it here.
It was like as soon as you stepped off the plane.
It's like finger crossed that medical and stuff have to go well and that, but
French have a very different system when it comes to even getting you into the rugby team. So there's a series of medicals and tests and everything that you have to pass before they'll even sign you up. So we'll end it there. Thank you guys for watching, and thanks to the Madamas Talk crew. We hope that you get some value out of this, and reach out if you need to.
Thank you
Sonatane
guys.
Takulua, you'll find him on Instagram, and myself, Terrianne. I don't even think I introduced myself. But yeah, take care everyone, and we'll forward to hearing from you.
Peace.